concept. Just imagine that the dough hook is your hand. Slowly add the water until it comes together as a sticky dough, and then you can just let it knead for a good 10 to 12 minutes in the mixer. Once the dough is finished kneading, you want to gather it into a bowl. Do this by just gathering the edges and bringing them to the center, and then you want to oil your bowl to make sure the dough doesn't stick as it rises. So place your dough ball in the center and then cover with a clean cloth and allow it to rise for a good few hours. Just forget about it. Whilst your dough is rising, you want to prepare all your toppings. I have diced mine into small cubes because that's how I fancy doing it, but you can cut them into really thin slices as well. Making pizza is a great way to use leftover meat, and I had drumsticks left over from the day before, so I decided to just take the meat off them and chop it into small pieces as well. So once your dough has risen really nicely, it should be at least double the size. Give it a good punch to release that air. Lightly flour your surface and take a third of your dough, and then basically just gather it up into a ball like you did earlier by gathering the edges to the center, and then just turn it over and then roll it in the palm of your hand. Then you want to flatten it out onto your floured surface. And I know you're not supposed to use a rolling pin to roll out pizza dough, but guys, it's so hard just to stretch it out by hand. I do not have the experience. So roll out your pizza dough and then just do a final few stretches until it reaches the size of your tray. Grease your pizza tray with some oil to prevent it from sticking. You just use a regular baking tray as well and do it like a square shape if you want to. And just stretch out the dough so that it fits the tin well, and make sure that some is going up the sides if you want to make a crust. Spread out your pizza sauce onto your base. I just use pizza sauce from my jar. You can buy it from any supermarket. You can make your own if you really want to. I just don't have the energy. For the toppings, I like to do a layer of grated cheddar to start with to stick the toppings on, and then I bob on all my toppings in whichever order you want. Just make sure there's some everywhere, and then season really well with some salt, pepper and some dried oregano. That's really important. And then layer as much mozzarella on top as you fancy. You can use fresh or grated, totally up to you. That is it ready. Then I like to cover the pizza once again, and I just do it with some cling film whilst the oven is preheating. So it takes about 15 minutes for the oven to preheat, so this is how long we're going to let them rest once again. It'll just aid our crust to be nice and fluffy and soft. So preheat your oven 180 and then let your pizza bake in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. It should be nice and cooked to the base, and the cheese should be nice and melted on top. Remove from the tray and then cut with a pizza cutter or a knife and serve yourself a good few slices. And there you have it, guys, a nice gorgeous pizza with a beautiful soft base. And look at that cheese pull. Oh my god, I wish I could have dunked my head straight in here, but I had to put the slice back because it wasn't quite iftari time yet and I was fasting. Adjust this recipe however you want, change the cheeses, change the toppings, but this is the basic recipe. I hope you try it.